Welcome back, guys. Today I will be talking to you guys about the English test that is required for your permanent residence application. There are more than one examination that you can take. You can just decide which one you feel you're more comfortable with. I did take only one, and that's the CELPIP. So of course, that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. The test is about 3 hours long and you don't get a restroom break. So if you need to go to the restroom like I did, you have to use it within a time that you feel like you have enough leniency within the testing period to go to use the restroom and get back. There are 4 categories in the testing, and it's reading, writing, listening, and speaking. I will speak about each of them in details with the consideration of timing, because of course I can't tell you exactly what the test was about, but I can tell you example of, right? So I'll give you many different scenarios that may be similar to what a question or task would look like in each category, without saying exactly what I was tested on. So stay tuned and just follow me. So let's talk about the writing task of the examination or category. So in this category, there are 2 writing tasks that you have to do, and one, they're looking for you to express yourself in a professional way, and they're looking for you to express yourself in a more casual way. So for example, for a casual scenario, they're gonna give you a passage or scenarios per se. So maybe, like for example, if you were to go on vacation with a friend and you cannot make the vacation for whatever reason, and they will tell you what the reason is, and they're going to tell you that this is what is happening, and now you have to write a letter to your friend explaining to them that you have to cancel the trip. So they're looking for a particular verbiage while you're talking to your friend, right? So in this particular scenario, you're gonna say something of the sort like, "Hi Jessica, I'm sorry that I cannot make the trip," and then you tell them why you can't make the trip. And then at the end of it, you're going to end on a positive note, or maybe give suggestion as to how you may be able to make it up to the person. And you end by saying, "Take care," and put your name and just your first name. But in comparison to a more professional setting, right? Now we are writing an email, something happened in maybe a restaurant or a hotel, and you are not particularly happy about it. You need to express that, and you should start by saying, "Dear sir," "Dear ma'am." Those kind of verbiage they're looking for, and the tone of the email that you're sending has to be consistent with being professional, right? And then you're gonna end it with regards or best, and Mr. Smith or Mrs. whatever. You can make up whatever name you want to make up, but essentially they're looking for the different verbiage in different areas when it comes to the 2 subject or the 2 tasks. And I forgot to mention in the prior section, the writing task takes about 53 minutes to 60 minutes. But I'm going to dive into the listening aspect of the conversation now, and that part takes about 47 minutes to 55 minutes. But the listening part is really just listening. You're gonna have 6 to 8 different tasks of different conversation, and half the times one is not related to the other. I can't remember it being that way, but they're gonna ask, or you're gonna listen to a conversation, you're going to listen to a discussion, you're gonna listen to a dispute, you're gonna listen to a problem solving scenario, you're gonna listen to a news report. Those are the little tasks that you will listen, and when you listen to those tasks, after each, you're gonna be asked a series of questions. Now, don't be like me. You're gonna be given a paper and a pen, and you should write things down. And I'm giving you the advice because I didn't do it, and I thought it would have been helpful if I did. Even if you're an active listener and you feel like you're so good at listening, don't take it for granted that in an examination setting and environment that you will be not as active as you thought you were. So take advantage of the opportunity presented before you. there's going to be a paper, there's going to be a pen, and I'm encouraging you to use it. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to put my test score in it so you can, in this video, so you could feel like you can gauge yourself based on just how you see me communicating and see how well you would have done. But yeah, and also with the listening test, there's going to be an aspect of it where it's just a verbal conversation, and then there is going to be visual aid at some point. And I'm mentioning this because at some point in your questioning, they're going to ask you about the appearance of a person, and not necessarily about the person, but they're probably going to say, what did the person in the red hat say about something, right? Or what did the person who is wearing the glasses said, something of the sort. So that is something I didn't pay attention to, and I wish I did, even though I didn't have a bad grade per se. But overall, I'm preparing you for something that I wasn't prepared for. And in this part, you can probably use your notepad and have columns and rows and put, little subtitles for different persons, and then you put what they're wearing or what are some of the things that are noteworthy to you in the scenario, and make sure that you're listening and you're making effective and correct notes, because it's going to come up in a question that you're probably going to say, well, I wasn't even paying attention to who was wearing what, because you didn't anticipate that was going to be a part of the questioning. But Nancy giving you a buzz, like Nancy giving you a tip. So yeah. So the reading aspect of the examination is about 45 minutes to 60, and it's really just that. It's not you reading an article or reading a notepad or a script to a person. It's you reading the article and answering questions. So it's more so of a comprehension. And how they're going to set it up is like, it's in 5 different paragraphs, and each paragraph is listed as A, B, C, or D. And then the questions are going to be on the side, and then you're going to say, oh, it's like matching. So I'm encouraging you to read the question first, see what they're asking you, and when you start reading the article and you notice that, oh, I've actually read this in a question before, it's easy for you to say, oh, this part is letter A, this part is letter B, letter C, or whatever. But that's just the general structure of it. And then other part of the reading and comprehension task is filling in the blank. So the same letters that you were using as the paragraph A, paragraph B, paragraph C, you're going to use those letters to apply to the article or the sentences that are provided. It was probably the section that I had the lowest mark. I don't know why, but I got the lowest. Well, actually, they told me why they are going to tell you why they're grading you accordingly. So even if you do well or even if you do poorly, they're going to tell you what happened. Don't quite remember. I just remember the results, and I'm going to post that in the video somewhere. I probably said that already, but I'm saying it again. But that is the part that I got the lowest mark in. And another thing, each category is rated out of 12. So I think I got 11 in one part. I think I got 10 in 2 parts. And I think I got a 9 in the reading part. And if you get a grade, say 10 to 12, it doesn't matter. From an immigration standpoint, you still get the same amount of points, right? So if 15 is allocated to a 12, if 15 points is allocated to a grade 12, 15 points is still allocated to a grade 11, and 15 points is allocated to a grade 10. So anything from 10 to 12, you're still going to be granted 15 points. And guys, so the speaking aspect of the test, the part that I thought I failed, the part that I thought that, this was going to be the section of the assignment or the examination that I failed, and I would have to retake the entire examination over, because again, I'm trying to maximize on my points And I think once you get a grade 6 or below, you have to take over the test anyway. So if you have great grade in 1, 2, 3 category, and in the fourth one you fail, then you fail in general, right? At least that's how I understood it to be. But I literally have a notepad to explain how this part go, because I just can't do it from out of my memory, no matter how good my memory is. For the speaking part, it's 10 to 20 minutes. In that 10 to 20 minutes, you're going to plan and you're going to speak, and you have 7 different tasks. 20 minutes is not a long time. It isn't. Right? So task 1, you're going to be given advice and you get a minute to plan. Just imagine, there is a whole section for you to read and there's a whole section for you to plan to, all within 1 minute. It's taking me a minute to read the article, it's taking me a minute to read the question. So how am I going to plan to answer to the question? But anyway, so a question in the given advice section could be, your friend is concerned about their weight and you should give 3 advice as to what he or she can do. They're going to give you 1 minute to plan and they're going to give you a minute to speak. You're going to see how differently a minute in each scenario is just absolutely different. A minute to plan is so short, but a minute to speak is so long, especially if you fail to plan effectively. Like your girl Danzy Day, like that part of the assignment, me like, yeah, I wasn't ready. And I start panicking from the first question because I know that, the time seems to be a little bit too short for me to plan. But anyways, and just for the record, I got the highest score in the speaking part. I got 11 out of 12 in the speaking part. Makes no sense. But anyways, on task 2 is going to say, talk about an experience. An experience could be, tell us about your best location, your best vacation location, and why it is that you picked that location to talk about. And that's it. Well, I don't have the best place where I go, like I can't, and even if I do, on the spot, I don't know. I don't know. So I think, yeah, I can't tell you what I responded and say I don't think I'm allowed to. But if you're a good liar, the speaking part of the assignment, I'm going to be very good for you. Well, maybe I'm indicating that I'm a good liar because I got the best score here. But anyways, task number 3 is describing a scene. And a scene could look something like, a car is going down a road, a little boy or girl having a ball, and the ball happens to be going in the pathway of the car. And that is what the scene looks like. But then task number 4 is making a prediction of the same scene that you just saw before. So one, you're explaining what the scene looked like, and then the other part is you explaining what may or may not happen afterwards, right? And you can make up anything. You can just make up a story long as it's in relation to what is being presented in the scene. Task number 5 is comparing and persuading. Self-explanatory. You're going to have 2 objects in front of you, and it's probably going to read something of the sort that your friend wants to pick one option, but you're supposed to convince her or him that they should pick the other option. So you're going to compare the 2 items and you're going to persuade that person. And again, the verbiage that you use in this particular scenario is what is going to give you the most points. Okay, I think I got this. Task number 6 is dealing with a difficult situation. And dealing with a difficult situation could be a scenario where you have to deliver bad news. As simple as that. Another one is expressing an opinion. And eighth one is describing an unusual situation. Unusual situation, say for example, you're walking to one of your friends' house and they have kids, and you're walking by a park, and this particular park doesn't look like a park, right? All the items that would be in a park, let's say for example a round table that would be made of concrete or cement, hard substance is made of a donut, and the leg of it is made of a banana. That is unusual, right? So you're going to explain that situation, which is describing an unusual situation. It's going to be presented before you. All you have to do is describe it. And again, when you're in the planning stage, and because it's going to prompt you, it's going to say time to plan, and then it said start speaking, and all of it is happening so quickly. So basically, that's the examination in a nutshell. The video seems a little bit too long, but I'm covering most of the grounds and making sure that my people are all right. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. For persons who have me on WhatsApp or on Instagram, talk to your girl, tell me what you need. But that's really what the examination is about. And I think I did not mention the cost. The cost is $280 per sitting, and that doesn't include taxes. So you don't want to fail a test, because it's expensive. So thank you guys for watching.